Singapore is a small island city-state with a big reputation, a place where ultramodern skylines, tropical greenery, and centuries of multicultural history blend into one of the most distinctive urban experiences on Earth. And as our story begins, imagine flying in over the southern tip of the Malay Peninsula, where this compact nation sits astride some of the busiest sea lanes in the world, a strategic crossroads that has shaped its destiny for hundreds of years, from its early days as a modest trading outpost to its current status as a global financial hub and aviation gateway. Below you, the glass towers of the central business district rise over the Singapore River, once lined with godowns and bumboats carrying spices, rubber, and tin, now framed by restored shophouses, bustling quayside restaurants, and the dignified facades of colonial-era buildings repurposed into museums and cultural venues, each one telling a piece of Singapore's story of trade, migration, and reinvention. To the east, Changi Airport symbolizes the city's obsession with efficiency and hospitality, consistently ranked among the world's best airports, its terminals filled with gardens, art installations, and even indoor waterfalls, sending millions of travelers into the city every year and serving as a powerful first impression of Singapore's careful balance between technology, comfort, and nature. As you journey inward, you begin to sense how this city is organized around a vision. Often described as a city in a garden, where tree-lined expressways, pocket parks, and vertical greenery soften the dense urban fabric, and where iconic places like Gardens by the Bay showcase the ambition of this vision, with its towering supertrees, cooled conservatories housing plants from across the globe, and elevated walkways that offer sweeping views of the Marina Bay skyline, especially magical at dusk when the supertrees light up in synchronized shows that draw locals and visitors. Night after night, nearby, the three soaring towers of Marina Bay Sands, linked by a ship-like skypark on top, have become one of Singapore's most recognizable silhouettes, a symbol not just of luxury and entertainment but of the city's willingness to undertake bold, expensive projects that redefine the waterfront. And if you stand on the promenade as the sun goes down, you see joggers, families, photographers, and office workers all sharing the same public spaces, with the art science museums. Lotus-shaped form reflecting on the bay, light shows dancing across the water, and the constant background hum of a city that rarely sleeps. Yet to understand Singapore, you cannot just look at the gleaming facade, you must walk into its neighborhoods, where the country's multicultural soul is on full display. Starting in Chinatown, where narrow lanes are lined with restored shophouses painted in pastel hues, their wooden shutters and ornate facades recalling the days when Chinese migrants came here in search of opportunity, founding clan associations, temples, and businesses that are still embedded in the streetscape today, and where modern cafes, trendy bars, and souvenir shops exist alongside wet markets and traditional medicine halls, creating a layered experience where old and new overlap. In Little India, the rhythm of the city shifts as bright colors, fragrant flower garlands, and the sounds of Bollywood music spill onto the streets, with Sri Veeramakaliamman temples. Intricate Gopuram rising above Serangoon Road, while nearby Tekka Centre buzzes with stalls selling spices, fabrics, and hearty South Indian meals on banana leaves, all of it reflecting the deep roots of Singapore's Indian community and its crucial role in building the nation. In Kampong Glam, once the seat of Malay royalty, the Golden Dome of Sultan Mosque anchors a district of textile shops, Middle Eastern eateries, and hip boutiques, with Haji Lane and Arab Street offering colourful murals. And narrow alleyways packed with cafes, bars, and creative studios, showing how heritage districts can evolve into contemporary lifestyle hotspots without losing their historical soul. Walking through these quarters, you encounter not one dominant culture but a carefully managed mix of Chinese, Malay, Indian, and many other communities, bound together by shared schools, housing estates, and national service, and shaped by policies that strive, sometimes strictly, to maintain social harmony in such a dense, diverse place. An essential part of this story is food, the unofficial national language of Singapore, best experienced in hawker centres, the open-air food courts where dozens of stalls, each specialising in one or two dishes perfected over decades, serve steaming bowls of laksa, fragrant plates of Hainanese chicken rice, smoky char kway teow, rich nasi lemak, roti prata flipped theatrically on hot griddles, and satay skewers grilled over charcoal fires, their aromas blending into a mouth-watering cloud that lingers long after you've left. And in these spaces, you see office workers, taxi drivers, students, and tourists sharing tables, chatting in multiple languages, and bonding over affordable, deeply rooted comfort food that has earned international accolades and even Michelin recognition. Beyond the plate, Singapore's commitment to public order and safety is legendary, with strict laws on everything from littering to vandalism, helping create an environment where many residents feel secure walking late at night and where the streets and public transport stay remarkably clean, while the mass rapid transit system, with its punctual, air-conditioned trains and well-organized stations, forms the spine of daily life, moving millions efficiently and reducing congestion in this land-scarce island. And yet, despite its controlled reputation, Singapore has pockets of spontaneity and creativity, from the indie shops and cafes in neighborhoods like Tiong Bahru and Joo Chiat, where Art Deco apartments and Peranakan shophouses provide a nostalgic backdrop, to Gilman Barracks, a former military camp reimagined as a contemporary art cluster, and the Esplanade Theatres on the Bay, affectionately nicknamed the Durian for its spiky domes, where concerts, theatre performances, and festivals animate the cultural calendar and showcase both local and international talent. On weekends, many residents head to green spaces that reveal another side of Singapore, hiking through secondary rainforest in Bukit Timah Nature Reserve, crossing the elevated Henderson Waves Bridge along the southern ridges, or wandering through the Singapore Botanic Gardens, a UNESCO World Heritage Site where swan-filled lakes, towering trees, and an exquisite collection of orchids provide a serene contrast to the bustle of the city, and where generations of families, joggers, and picnickers have made memories among the shaded lawns and winding paths. Just off the southern coast lies Sentosa Island, a curated world of leisure with sandy beaches, luxury hotels, golf courses, and major attractions like Universal Studios Singapore, SEA Aquarium, and adventure parks, drawing families, thrill-seekers, and couples in search of fun. While quieter corners of Sentosa and nearby offshore islets remind you that the sea has always been part of Singapore's identity, from its early maritime trade to its current role as a major port and cruise destination.